Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Today is July 20th, 2021. I'm Richard Lewis Brown. Today, we're going to have a hot video, a hot video. And so I'm really inspired to say these words this morning. And this video on today, July 20th, 2021, at 7:04 a.m. This video is called Foam. Foam. This video is called Foam. F-O-A-M. Foam. What does that mean, Richard? That means forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. I'm going to say it again. Foam. F-O-A-M. This video is about forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. All right. In order to have forgiveness in your heart, you got to have love in your heart. You got to have that love, L-O-V-E, love, love, love. Local 1000, we're going through some tough times right now. And I don't try to run from it. I don't try to hide from it. I don't try to pretend that it's not there. This is the truth. And this is a perfect segue for me to say for the VP of Organizing and Representation, Annika Was. She'll have her Truth Talk Tuesday tonight at 7 o'clock. So Truth Talk Tuesday tonight, Annika Was. She's our VP of Organizing and Representation. Okay, so this video is called Foam. Forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. And so I would say to anyone, anyone that I've talked to in my life, whether in the union or out of the union, if I've done anything to offend you with my actions or my words, I ask you to forgive me. And, in our country right now, it's so quick to cancel someone out, to say that someone was wrong and they can never talk again. We have to censor this person. We have to throw this person out of the country or out of the union. That's easy to do in our country right now. Our country is completely divided. People yell and scream at each other every day. I understand that. What I'm asking you to do, Local 1000, is to forgive me for anything I've done against you. If I've said things that have gotten on your last nerves, which I have, my actions, if my actions have offended you, I ask you to forgive me. And I sincerely mean that. Being angry and mad will not create a new culture of labor excellence for Local 1000. It just won't do it. It just won't do it. I can be mad at Gavin Newsom because he's destroying the lives of the people in Lassen County. I can stay mad at him, but staying mad and staying angry at him won't solve the problem. We have to take action, yes, because we have to protect the people in Lassen County, and we have to protect everyone represented by Local 1000. No one represented by Local 1000 should be losing their jobs while under a signed contract. And I would also extend that out to the other public sector unions. No state employee while under a signed contract should be losing their jobs. They shouldn't have to relocate. They shouldn't be put on the SROA list. No, it's just wrong. It's just wrong. But again, this video is titled Foam. Forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. There are people in this union who are so mad at me, so angry at me, they're trying to remove me from office. And you know what? I still love them anyway. I still forgive them. And even though they're plotting to remove me from office, creating dissension, creating havoc, I still love them. When the board decided they wouldn't give me a quorum, and DLC President 767 Richard Wake told people on the board, don't give him a quorum. And DLC 790 President Cynthia Doyle was also telling people, don't give me a quorum. I still respect these two people. I do. I still love them. They're doing what they feel is right, and I'm doing what I feel is right. And so sometimes we have differences of opinion, but I still love these people, even though we disagree. And I'm not going to let anger and madness stop me from helping everyone in this union. And that love that I have for people in my own union is going to extend out to those other state employees and those other public sector unions. This is what I mean. So I can forgive the board. I can forgive the bunk chairs for being mad at me because they're no longer on union leave. I didn't extend their union leave. Their union leave ended on June 30th. Okay. And I know they're really upset about this, and I'm trying to reach out to them individually. And hopefully I'll talk to Bunk Chair 1, Susan Rodriguez, this week. I spoke to Bunk Chair 20, Luisa Ueme, and I even traveled down to Fresno to meet her one-on-one. But she was unable to make it, and so I ended up meeting DOC Presidents Mary De La Cruz and the other DOC President Tommy Rico, along with a host of other people. Again, I keep saying that forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. So let me say it for you again. When I went to Fresno this past Sunday, there was a man, I won't say his name. Him and I were having a courageous conversation back in 2018 during that campaign when I ran for president. People would have thought that him and I were enemies. And on this past Sunday, we laughed and talked about that. He is not my enemy. And even though he's very strong and he's very intelligent, I love him. We laughed, we talked, we have our differences of opinion, and then we have some strong agreements, some very strong agreements about our ability to protect ourselves in this great country. And so there are many people who I've argued with and fought with over the years. And when they call me and we laugh and talk about it, and they forgive me for the things I've said to them, and I forgive them for the things they said to me, it's just beautiful. It's almost like it was meant to be. A lot of people are wondering, can our union survive? Let me reassure you, on July 20th, 2021, on a video we started at 7:04 a.m. in the morning, we will survive. We're Americans. We don't quit. We don't give up. We don't stop believing, because we know the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. And faithfully, with open arms, we will get this done. There's no quitting in Local 1000. I don't care how mad people are, how angry they are. We will not quit. We will stay unified. We will increase our membership from 56% up to over 97%. Book it. We will get this done. To all the new job stewards, I'm so glad. And you're getting your expedited training. I love it. And so a lot of these people have been mad at me in the past, but they've forgiven me. And they said, Richard, you're a man of your word. I am. And I'm going to keep showing you that. That forgiveness in my heart is strong. And when someone comes and they ask you to sincerely forgive them, in my opinion, you should. You should. And even though so much is going on in our union right now, I mean, so much behind the scenes. And this is why they don't like me doing videos. This is why they try to, quote, censor my voice. Because they know I'll expose these people. Because the truth will expose you. The transparency of telling the truth will expose you for what you really are. We have people in the union who are stuck in the status quo. And I used to say the science of being stuck on stupid. Maybe that was a little harsh. And so I'm asking people, you don't have to be angry. You don't have to be mad. All you simply have to do is be willing to accept that the days of the status quo, they're over. They're over. And you don't have to try to remove me from office. You don't have to smile on my face every day. And then you're secretly plotting behind the scenes to remove me because you're envious of the fact that the people made a choice and that the person that's in this position right now, you reject, you despise, because you see something that you don't have in your own self. See, a lot of people make fun of my videos, but here's the funny thing. You know who I am. You know my name, and you know I'm sincere. And whether you call me crazy or aloof or whatever, you know that I'm with you. And I've had to ask a lot of people in my life to forgive me for the things I've said and done to them. Now, the situation on Sunday, when I went down to Fresno, there was a person in the room that had a lot to say. She had a lot of questions to ask. And I wanted to hear her questions, but I wanted to make sure everyone had an opportunity to ask their questions. So it appears that maybe she may have been perceived as being unprofessional. She was very passionate, very determined. Sounds like somebody I've known my whole life, about the passion and the determination. And sometimes the way it comes across may come across as being angry or mad. I understand that. And so I ask people to exercise caution when it comes to, quote, trying to throw someone out, trying to censor someone. Because you got to remember something. When we try to shut somebody down because they're not acting in the way that we know is professional, remember, a lot of people reject me being here at Local 1000 because they said I wasn't professional. And they did a protest against me to keep me from taking office. That person's name is Bunk Chair 21. Listen to how I say this, how numbers are very, very interesting. The person who protested against me from taking office was Bunk Chair 21, Miguel Cordova. So everyone has this perceived notion on what's professional and what's not. Here's what I'll say to everyone. Let's learn to forgive each other. Let's learn how to forgive each other. Throwing somebody out of the union is not going to solve the problems of Local 1000. Okay? That's not going to solve the fact that we haven't had substantial pay increases, ever. All right? That's not going to solve the problem of the lack of job representation, high quality job representation for over to close to 100,000 represented employees for Local 1000. So we can get mad and yell and scream at each other, but that's not solving the problem. It's not. Now, I understand it's a time for war and it's a time for peace. Let's understand something. Not everybody in this union is your enemy. Not everybody. There are some enemies in our union. But we will solve this. And this is why I'm reaching out and having private conversations with the board of directors, our DLC presidents, and our bunk chairs, along with the statewide officers. What I want to see is, do people have enough love in their heart to ask for forgiveness? Now, that person on Sunday, she hasn't called me yet. Everybody has my phone number, 408-207-2339. I'm waiting for her to call me and say, listen, I'm sorry how I came across. I don't want to beg her for the phone call, but I really need her to call me. I do. I need a lot of people to call me and say, let's work this out, Richard. Let's work this out. See, this idea of running people off, how many people in the past had been run off from Local 1000? How many job stewards just quit and gave up because they felt like they were being censored? That they were trying, they were saying things that the union didn't want to hear, so the union ran them off, made life difficult for them. It's no different than having a bad boss. And at a certain point, you just feel like you just give up. Your union won't fight for you. Your boss is abusing you. And so you work and have a miserable life. And sometimes not all money is good money. And so the video today, Foam, forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. See, a lot of people are upset when I talk about my faith. See, this is where it gets deep on people. And this is where I always laugh and I smile and I keep doing videos. Your ability to forgive someone really is a condition of your heart. When a person comes to you and they say, I'm sorry, and I'm truly sorry, they're not just saying sorry to make themselves look good. But when they say they're truly sorry and they want to work with you, your spirit will tell you this. Your gut instinct will tell you this. It's a reflection. But it's also a reflection of your heart. Can you really forgive someone? Do we have a culture in Local 1000 where people can forgive other people for sins of the past? Do we? Do we have it? Again, forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. Maybe you should ask the civil rights people back in the 60s, how they beat racism. But you have to work. You have to work. And our union will not be defeated by this anger and madness. I'm telling you this. We're not going to let this happen. We're not doing that. We will unify this union. And attacking people and saying things and trying to criticize. You can criticize me. I don't mind that. I can take the pressure. You've seen me take the pressure in all my campaigns. But when I respond back and get back at you, then you go cry. And you say that I'm being a bully, even though you were the one that started it to begin with. See, that's the rest of the story. And this is another reason why they don't like me doing videos. Again, this video is about forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. I can work with anybody. I always have. I'm asking people, before you try to throw people out of the union, before you try to discipline people, let's try to work with these people, okay? Because you remember now, everybody knows that they're trying to throw Richard Lewis Brown out of the union. Everybody knows they are trying to throw Richard Lewis Brown out of this union. You know this. I have enemies all around me. I see them every day. But I still love my enemies. My enemies keep me inspired. It's not just my voters who inspire me. My enemies keep me inspired. And so when people say, Richard, you're working too hard. Am I? Those people in CDCR, they work around the clock. A lot of state employees are working 2 or 3 jobs. You don't tell them they're working too hard. You don't tell them that, hey, don't be stressed out. I wanted this stress. I wanted this challenge. And so when people attack me, I can forgive them. Okay? I can forgive them. Yes, forgiveness. And I say this sincerely to the person on Sunday that was saying a lot of things to me. Please, I'm almost begging you on Facebook, call me. I think, deep in my heart, I think other people should be calling me. If you made mistakes in Local 1000 and you're afraid that people are going to take action against you, I'm begging you. I'm begging you on July 20th, 2021, get a hold of me and don't wait. If you're in a position of leadership in Local 1000, you've made mistakes, or even if you feel like you haven't made any mistakes, but you've made raised some controversy, I would highly encourage you to call me very, very soon. I would. I really would. And I know that my videos get out to people. We are going to unify this union. And I don't want to see anyone drop their membership, feel like they don't have a voice. And yes, I want you to support my 10-point platform all the way through. Absolutely. But that doesn't mean if you don't, that you won't have a voice. That doesn't mean I'm going to ignore you, that I won't take your phone calls. I won't answer your emails. I'm catching up on the emails. Be patient. I haven't ignored anyone, whether they're my supporters or my enemies. My enemies talk to me all the time. They want this, they want that. I do everything I can to help everybody. Because remember, I volunteered for this. No one told me to run for president. I volunteered for this. That's why I want to accept that salary stipend. This is a volunteer position. A labor of love. And so when I tell you that forgiveness takes love, and when I volunteer, this is a labor of love, and my belief in a higher power is love, it keeps going back to love. When people tell you that they really are for just, the members, but they're alienating the non-members, I would ask you, where is the love? In our family, we know we have certain people in our family that are very interesting, but we have to still love them because they're our family. You know I'm telling the truth on this. We have people in our family that we wish we could relocate to somebody else's family. But because of family, because of love, we love our family through thick and thin. And no one can get on your nerves worse than your family. You know that's the truth. Your family can get inside your head faster than anybody on earth. But in our family, we have to learn to love and forgive some members of our family Some members of our family, we have to learn to love and forgive them for the things they do. And for some members of our family, and I said members of our family. That's the one time I've said members. Members of our family. That's the one time I said it. They make mistakes over and over again, but we still love them because they're part of our family. In our union, we have to learn to love everyone equally. It doesn't matter what party they belong to. Doesn't matter what they look like. They can be super smart. They may not be as smart as others. Doesn't matter about educational level. Remember, we're 100,000 strong. We cannot discriminate. We must treat everyone with equal love. And so when people talk to us and they say things that we think offend us, sometimes those people come back and they ask us to forgive them. In our union, do we have a history, a pattern of forgiving other people when they have offended us? Do we have that? Should we have a forgiveness day? Or is that too much love? Is that, too much, peace? I'm trying to have peace in this union. But sometimes before you can have peace, you must have war. I don't think we have to have war in this union against every single person. I don't believe that. I just don't. I think a lot of things we can resolve. I really believe that in my heart. And so I'm getting things, I'm hearing things. What I'm simply saying to you on July 20th, 2021, forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. We are not going to let our anger, and our madness, because our candidate didn't win for president, we're not going to let this destroy us. And we are a testing ground for this country right now because our country is divided. We can have these conversations. We can have passionate conversations. But to try to throw somebody out, to try to censor somebody, to try to reprimand somebody, to try to discipline somebody for what could be perceived as just a person being very passionate, we cannot do this. Remember, a lot of people reject me being here because of my behavior. They want to remove me because of my behavior, because of the things I'm doing to fight for Lansing County, to allow everyone to vote, my entire 10-point platform, except for that 20% pay increase. I think people like that one. So, people want me out of here. But we have to work with these people. They have to work with us. And me being angry and walking around in a state of madness, that is not going to get it done. That's not going to win. I am not going to drive up this membership to 97%. Because remember, I have to maintain, all of us together, we have to maintain the 56% and then go up. We cannot lose. Okay? I can't gain 10 people and lost 20 people. That won't work. We need a high due-paying membership to show our unity. No, there's no greater way to show forgiveness, overcoming anger and madness, than our membership numbers going up. That shows the state of California. We've learned to transparently on Facebook. Some people call Facebook a cesspool. I don't say that. But we can drive our membership up transparently without revealing our strategy or what we're going to do on how we negotiate to get you that money and that respect in the workplace. We can do this. And that will be a sign of the forgiveness of us working together, forgiving each other for the things that we've said, to realize that we're in a new day. We're creating a new culture. And for the first time, we will have a labor union and not a political social justice organization. When we do this, the key word of forgiveness is going to show that we have more love in our hearts. Regardless of how we were raised, we have more love in our hearts that brought us together than we had anger and madness that kept us fighting each other, kept our numbers down, kept us disorganized, kept us dissatisfied. And as long as we stay disorganized and dissatisfied and fighting among ourselves, the state of California doesn't have to worry about anything. That the most powerful public sector union in the state of California doesn't have a leader. They should have kept their former leader. That's what we're saying when all this is going on, because we lack that forgiveness. We lack that love in our heart. And the state of California is watching us transparently. Here's what I know. We're going to get through this, and we're going to sock it to the state of California. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. And we're going to do it transparently without revealing our strategy. And we're going to fight for the people in Lansing County at that prison. We're going to fight for all these prisons. And most of all, we're going to fight for everyone equally. And I'm not saying that Lansing County is more important than everyone else. That's a very special situation in Lansing County if they close that prison. It's no different in math when they tell you these are our math principles, but we have some exceptions to the rule. For the smart people who always want to say about the exceptions to the rule, the outliers. We're going to get this done. In fact, I'm getting more inspired talking to you right now. I know that forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. I can blame people for this and I can blame people for that. That's not going to help me become successful. So when I say buckle up, dig in, go in strong, don't stop believing, hold on to that feeling, this is what I mean. Ain't no mountain high enough. We're going to get this done. And so when they used to sing that song back in the day, we shall overcome, those people were right. We shall overcome. Shall. We shall overcome. It'll come through forgiveness. And it's going to be a reflection of our heart of the love that we have. You know what? I think this is good. I think this is good today. Forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. And I'm going to finish by saying this. I knew a man, a story I heard as a kid. This man, like once a month, he would tell people, he would go to his little thing, his little meetings or whatever, and he'd tell people, if I've done anything to offend you, I ask you to forgive me. He was kind of like a shepherd, you know. He's like a shepherd in the hills. Shepherd, you know, a shepherd roaming the hills. And he would tell people to please forgive me if I've done anything wrong. That always stuck with me, that little story. That little story. And then when he would say that, they would take notes and they'd, you know, write the little minutes. And I think the woman's name was Anna. Anna would write the little notes. And so I'm saying to you today on July 20th, 2021, if I've done anything to offend you, I ask you to forgive me. And I'm asking people in our union to forgive others. And we're going to find out. We're going to find out where our forgiveness is in our union. But you have to ask people for forgiveness. Even if you didn't think you did anything wrong. You may have done something that you thought was okay. And other people would have said, no, that's not right. Let's talk about this. Let's figure it out. And we don't have to censor or throw people out of our union. I'm against that. You know, this idea that you speak out, you speak your mind in this country, then they have to silence you. You don't say the right things and they want, you know, take away your ability to speak out openly. This is wrong. This is wrong. We're asking people to speak with passion, speak peacefully, speak with a purpose. But forgiveness is the key to our success for Local 1000. Forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. July 20th, 2021, I'm Richard Lewis Brown. Oh, and tomorrow night, 6:30, Local 1000 listens to you. Local 1000 listens to you. Tomorrow night at 6:30, and I don't have my orange shirt on today, so I'll wear it tomorrow. I'll have on my orange shirt tomorrow. Bam! We're here. Okay, Richard Lewis Brown, July 20th, 2021. Forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. Make it a great day in the #1 state in this great country. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.